Welcome to the Firebelly Social Show. We're focused on talking to food and beverage brands that are on a mission to make the world better.
Hey, everyone. Duncan here with another episode of the Firebelly Social Show, where I get to do one of my favorite things, which is chat with founders and leaders of mission-driven food and beverage brands. And today, we're going to be jumping into the story behind a brand new, awesome brand called Auntie Rana's. It's a family brand. We're going to talk more about that, bringing authentic South Asian flavors to the modern pantry. America's changing, y'all. And these guys are responding. They're going to focus on tradition, quality, and community. But first, a quick thank you to our sponsor, Firebelly Marketing. At Firebelly, we help purpose-driven brands, food and beverage ones, grow their community and deepen engagement through social. So if you're ready to turn your followers into fans and fans into customers, head to firebellymarketing.com to learn more. So we're done with the sponsorship message. Let's get into it. Joining us today are brothers, Syed and Amer Khaleque, the co-founders of Auntie Rana's. That takes a lot of courage, you guys. So inspired by their mother's homemade recipes and their family's Bangladeshi heritage, they set out to honor tradition while introducing a new generation to bold, authentic condiments and pantry staples. From the warmth of their mama's kitchen to building a fast-growing CPG brand, these guys' journey is rooted in love, legacy, and the belief that food connects people in the most meaningful ways. So we're going to get into it and bring you some insights on how cultural authenticity is going to be hitting retail shelves. Welcome, guys.
Hey, Duncan. Thank you so much for having us here. This is Amir.
And this is Syed.
And it's incredible. We've had a crazy journey for the last 2 years, I would say. And we're really close to launch, 1 month away, but we're already in pre-sales. And we're showing a lot of traction, and we're really happy about this. And we're gonna go over this in this podcast, just like how we got here, like who we are, and where we want to go.
Yeah, and we'll further dive deep into our business strategy, what we're seeing is working with regards to marketing, logistical hurdles, how to set up Shopify, but also work with agencies and influencer marketing. We'll get into the good stuff to the podcast.
Especially when it comes to bootstrapping and then eventually getting into venture capital funding like we have, and then, partnering with, world-class agencies in order to, drive growth. Yeah.
That's phenomenal. So let me ask you this. How did it all start? How did you come up with the idea of doing your own brand? And what was first of all, so much courage to do that, right? Because you got to bring it to market. You got to, have a vision. How did it all start?
Yeah, well, we've come from a family of entrepreneurs, from our father who started, his own CPG company in Bangladesh, and a grandfather before that with trading. So we've been in business throughout our lives. I was in Procter & Gamble for like 9 years, director of sales with e-commerce roles as well as selling roles. So we were just trying to figure out, hey, what can we drive for the category, like for customers, like a product that really resonates with them, but also we can make ourselves in a great way. So, we did the category research. What are the best opportunities? That's critical to have growing category, but also growing demographics. And and also like our product, what can we really control and sell? So that's where we started to come up with Auntie Rana's.
Yeah, and I think another important thing is a lot of people will just do market research and see where they can do business. But for us, a lot of it comes from the heart. We already know what we like and what we love. And it's what we do every day. We eat food, we go around, look at different types of products. And, in our hearts, we knew there's this massive gap in North America, especially, for what we're trying to bring, right? So you don't see, our 4 SKUs that we're launching with our Naga garlic mayo, our smoked chili oil, our golden mango achar, and our 5-berry spice jam. All of them are highly differentiated and extremely unique. And when you put all 4 of them together, there isn't a brand that is bringing these particular types of 4 SKUs, right? So we don't really have a direct competitor, but each SKU has its own competitor in its own area. And that gives us a bit of an advantage.
Yeah. And we started looking at, competitor brands and what the category offers, all these subcategories. And we notice, a lot of imported brands might have stale packaging, branding, but also, they might have pesticides in their ingredients. There's a lot of added sugars. So we're cognizant of all the issues that consumers face. We want to bring fresh ingredients and fresh spices to life. And we'll talk more about the single source spices and the unique differentiators. But yeah, we want to control our ingredient sourcing and definitely bring um, great flavors to the market.
We'll get into our specific ingredients later, but I just wanted to mention, a lot of these products that kind of serve similar products as ours are import products. There are massive brands outside in Asia and India and the subcontinent and Southeast Asia, and they're billion-dollar brands. But they haven't been able to get any market penetration into the US really. And that's for multiple reasons, branding, understanding the American consumer, and then developing and tweaking products for the geographical region, right? So if you're selling just pure chutney that only Indians like, it might not be cross-transferable into the US audience. So we're bringing like an achar, a golden mango achar, light on the spice, nice on the fruit, heavy with the zing, and you can pair it with like charcuterie, you can put it on salads, and we're branding in that way so people, it becomes more approachable for the American consumer.
Yeah.
No, that's phenomenal. And you're exactly right. I mean, I think that, launching a brand that is completely focused on the growing markets, right? The South Asians, Southeast Asians, all the above. Those audiences are not served. A, but B, I love what you just brought up, which is, hey, we're not 100% focusing on those audiences, we're focusing on a cross-cultural audience. So
Right.
it's an American or a Canadian with a curious palate, and the branding is on fire because it does not look like any South Asian product I've ever seen. I mean,
Right.
you know, first of all, the damn retail chains need to stop putting ethnic on the
Yeah,
damn aisle.
it's ridiculous.
I'll take global, for example.
Yeah.
You walk
Yeah.
down there, and the ones that are doing well don't look like they stepped off the shelf, in Sri Lanka. They look like
Right.
they're American brands that
Yeah.
their global cuisine. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, that's a fair way, accurate way to put it.
Yes.
And there also are a lot of imports, but depends on the grocery chain you go to. You might have different offerings. Yeah.
And like you were saying, the ethnic aisle, right? So for us, being an American brand,
Exactly.
making American products, that's kind of what we're doing. So we're being extremely authentic to who we are, right? So, being ethnically Bengali, being born in California, living there, and then being raised all across Southeast Asia and then settling in Canada, it's a unique story. But it's not very different from a lot of millions of other people in the world. But this combination in itself is a little unique. And so we are bringing that uniqueness to our products, right? So if you look at our Naga garlic mayo, right, we love the Naga chili. It's a very rare chili. In fact, we are the first national brand to introduce it to America. So we want to be the face of the Naga chili. And we can get into this later because I think it's quite interesting. But, so a lot of people would do a Naga char, right? And be like, okay, this is how we have it in our country. This is how you should try it. But, for us, we love mayo and we have it we eat sandwiches all the time. We have burgers all the time. That's who we are, right? But then we also love the flavor and the fragrance of Naga, right? So we put that into a Naga garlic mayo where it's not too spicy, but it's fragrant, it's garlicky, and you can put it on burgers and subs and all these different things. And that's authentic to who we are, but it might not be purely authentic, in a region, say Bangladesh or something.
That's amazing. Now, let me ask you this. It's called a Naga chili, but
Yeah.
it grows in Bangladesh, correct?
So it's the region that we're trying to highlight, right? So I just want to just step back for 1 second and just talk about, the British Empire after they left, a lot of lines were carved up. So there's
Right.
that line between Bangladesh and then you have India's seven sisters in the Himalayas. And in India's seven sisters, you have, Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, and all these beautiful places, right? And then to the south is Burma and it goes to all of Southeast Asia, right? And so this region, Bangladesh is incorporated, Eastern Bangladesh, they all speak Bengali here, right? So this whole region is very Bengali. It's not like India and Bangladesh. It's like we don't even see it like that, right? And so this region, the Naga chili actually grows in the foothills of the Himalayas. The tribes actually developed it. It's a wild species there, but then people loved it so much, started trickling down, and now it's cultivated in Bangladesh as well. Yeah, that's where it comes from, and we can get into it a little more if you want to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into
I
it.
mean,
Yeah, let's get into a little bit more about
it's a
our
hot
single
chili,
source.
right? It's a very
Yeah,
hot chili.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I just
Yeah, a little bit. Like my brother and I have been working with a close family uncle in the Nagaland region where yeah, like he actually works with local farmers and it's sustainable, like highly we make sure, the farmers are getting the benefits of doing the production and it's sustainable in terms of we don't use a lot of they don't use pesticides, so we know it's not treated with any pesticide might be harmful for you. So, but also the genetics, we're looking into it and, cultivating flavor versus just heat. So if you look at like the, Carolina Reaper or different chilies in the US that were either derived or hybridized with Naga, and then those are super focused on the spice level. We want to not just focus on the spice, like our Naga mayo isn't extremely spicy. It's not. It's actually medium
quite mid.
heat and fries. You don't want to burn your tongue with it compared to like a traditional Naga achar might have a lot of spice and chili and oil in it. But yeah, ours is we try to balance flavor with spice, and that's what we definitely want to take our look after the genetics and control and help the farmers, but also make sure it's sustainable.
And I just wanted to add a couple things. Uh, the Naga chili. So it kind of goes back to a little bit of cultural appropriation and colonialism. And I mean that seriously because a lot of these companies from the West went into this region and they found this chili, the Naga chili. They brought it back to England and they developed it over years to be as spicy as humanly possible. And then because then, you get a world record, right? So that's how they developed the Carolina Reaper and they crossbred it and then they developed the ghost pepper. And this blew up all over North America. But if you take a ghost pepper or a Carolina Reaper and you go back to Nagaland, they're not even going to recognize it because it has been bred into something completely different. The spice level is 3, 4 times higher. The fragrance, the reason why people eat it in the region is actually the fragrance, right? It is so different and unique. It's like, a lot of chilies, you kind of measure how hot is it here, but so other chilies, you kind of talk about the fragrance like a jalapeno, right? So like nothing smells like a jalapeno, right? And so Naga is like that. So we want to be on the forefront and bring that fragrance and the flavor to North America.
And so I love what you said. So the fragrance, is it flowery?
Yeah, it's fruity, flowery. It has a lot of different complex notes. It's really unique. You really gotta try it.
Describe.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah. How do you describe like a jalapeno, right? Like it's super hard to describe it. And so that's why we're asking people just try it. You'll smell the difference and then you'll taste it, right?
I mean, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about was when you're looking at the for SKUs, it's almost like, I mean, I can see inside your vision. It's like a continuum. On the one hand, there's the Naga garlic mayo which is spicy and umami, and then you've got the smoked chili oil, the golden mango achar, all the way to the five berries, which is going to be sweeter, correct?
It is sweeter. So our Firebelly spice jam, it's not spicy, it's spiced in terms of we use spices from Southeast Asia and also the West. So there's a lot of really healthy fruits. So we use like really amazing fruits from North America, like as fireberries. And also there's goji berry and some prunes for texture and flavor. But again, like really natural fruit, and the spices give us a unique taste
I have a proprietary spice mix my mom makes.
Right.
Honestly, like you got to try it to understand.
And it's pretty unique. Like you can have it with savory foods, so you can have it with meat, or you can have it with desserts. You can put it on top of cheesecake; it would be great. So it's we try and make our like foods really tasty and versatile, and in terms of what you can pair it with.
And I just wanted to talk about, yeah, the four SKUs. Like if you think about it, so we have a heat level from this, smoked chili oil, which would be a 4 out of 5. And then we have our Naga garlic mayo, which is a 3 out of 5. Uh, Golden mango achar, 2 out of 5. And then you have five berry, which is 1 out of 5, right? So it gives you a full range, and then, on our website, we have our spicy duo, which you can get the chili oil and the mayo. They go in, that's our favorite combo, on subs, on fries, whatever you want. Incredible. And the other one, the sweet duo, the five berry, you can make meals with it. Like you can make a glaze, put it on like we have a lot of recipes on our websites that you guys should check out. And then, with our golden mango, you can snack with it after. But when you put all four together, if you think about it, you can start your appetizer with, a mayo with some fried appetizers, and then your main meal, you can put some chili oil on it. And then with your dessert, you can have some five berry spice jam, and then you can snack later on the mango or have it with cheese or whatever have you. So you can always have it on your table, and that's our tagline: elevate everything, right?
Yeah, and that's important for us to have shelf-stable ingredients that can last long and be on your pantry, but also we don't want to sit on your pantry. You want to use it. So it's very versatile, all these ingredients. The mango you can snack by itself. And we went over all the use cases. There's a lot more on our website. Definitely there's pairing guides and a lot of amazing, I think, recipe videos that we'd love for you, the audience to try out.
And
Now,
yeah, please go ahead.
AuntieRanas.com.
That's right. AuntieRanas.com. Check our Instagram. It's at Auntie Rana's. Yeah.
And our social media is going live. So it's live, but like the real content is going to start
Start in
trickling in starting October. We have incredible agency plus we have 300 influencers that are highly vetted that are going live starting this week actually. They're going to start receiving their products, and we are estimating a reach between 5 million Americans seeing our products through there, and with our PR campaign, our samples are already headed to some of the top publications in the world, like Food and Wine in the New York Times, CNN, Eater, Women's Health, all these different places. So
we can jump into the marketing plan if you want.
Yeah.
We have
No, I thought I'd just
give
mention
it.
that in
Yeah.
case the audience was wondering
Yeah.
where we're headed later.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you'll have done your white space research. So very, very well done. Now, I got to ask you this question. Is there an Auntie Rana?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Our mother.
That's our mother, and inspiration for the brand. So, her personality, I think, we try and show it in the brand. She cares about her friends and family and tries to bring wholesome, delicious food and elevate dishes. So, bring the authenticity of like some of our traditional ingredients, but also mix it up with, she's been in California since the 80s. She's helped us develop a palette of trying Vietnamese food in LA when we were really young. So that kind of experience that she brings, it also shows up in her food. Like, yeah.
And other thing about, the name Auntie Rana's is everybody has an auntie who's really, most people, it has an auntie, it doesn't have to be a relative, but auntie who makes incredible food and you trust with so many things. And, my mom, she is that for all the kids in the neighborhood, all of our friends, everybody. And so we thought it's just appropriate. It's just an appropriate person to put as our brand.
Right.
I mean, yeah, let's just break that down for the audience, right? It's a South Asian thing. And so anyone that you're close to that's older than you is either an uncle or an auntie, right? So
right, not just South Asian, I'd say even East Asian. If everyone calls their we have uncles and aunties in Hong Kong. Like I've heard people say all over the place. So it's very universal.
I think outside of the Western world, outside of Europe and North America and perhaps South America, I'm not quite sure, but everywhere from like I'd say Africa, the Caribbean, Asia, all of Asia, everyone uses the word auntie.
Yeah.
And particularly in Southeast Asia, it's spelled AUNTIE, and everybody goes auntie, 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 like that. Yeah. And that's why, we wanted to.
Exactly. And that's how people would say, approach my mom, like, auntie, like, can you have this? Like, this is so delicious. And, it's just a natural name
And
for it just came up
and
for us.
spending so
Yeah.
much time in our youth in
Yeah.
Singapore, right? Auntie is a really big thing there. And, the South Asian community there is massive and they're completely integrated into the culture of Singapore. And it's just this beautiful thing with these aunties all over the place making, it's honestly, some of our favorite food ever is Singaporean.
And yeah, it's just a mixed match of different cultures and foods, and yeah, we get a lot of inspiration there.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think about your brand, and just my early impressions are it is all about love and food and family.
Right.
Absolutely.
Even the pictures of the two of you
Yeah.
with your mama, I mean, she is radiating happiness
Yeah.
and joy. So
I mean,
Well,
a
that's how
lot.
she is, hopefully, most of the time, but sometimes she might get mad.
She is a mother,
Right.
so and she is
Yeah.
a South Asian mother,
Yeah.
so that's she has those tendencies. But
Mhm.
like you're saying, Duncan, I think if people visit our website, they'll get a actual understanding of who we are
Mhm.
because we created this entire website, the back end, everything by ourselves. We had an agency early on, but it didn't work out because the creative direction was not matching. And at that time, we were just like, we have to do this ourselves because this is what people are going to see. And this is how they're going to understand who we are. And I think the website is one of the primary reasons that we've been able to partner with some of the best agencies in the world, as well as, secure venture capital funding, and then a lot of interest in future funding as well.
Mhm.
yeah, no, that's amazing. I love how, and I feel like it's worth talking about this, is not only have you all demonstrated the love in the brand, but then you're also demonstrating the brand with generosity. And a portion
Yeah.
of the proceeds will go specifically to help wildlife. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, again, this is exactly we want to represent who we are, and from our youth, our mother and well, our family really has worked a lot with the zoo in Bangladesh. Helping charity and like helping animal welfare there. And our uncle, he rescued. He worked in the Sundarbans in Bangladesh, rescuing deer. We fostered deer as a kid until they could be um, rehabilitated. So all of that really resonates with us, and we want to give back to the community. We take so much from nature in terms of, agriculture. We're growing crops and animals, and taking away from wildlife. And this is one way where we feel like we can authentically give back. And this is a big, big part of our business. 5% of all our profits will go to animal foundations. And we already partnered with two, Wildlife SOS in India. They rescue elephants, and Wildlife Alliance in Cambodia. They rescue pangolins. They literally rescued a tiger a month ago from a restaurant, which is, yes, that's still happening. And if we can make, a dent in the animal trafficking trade and helping rehab animals, like that's a huge, huge give back for us. And, it's not just a mission state. This is one of our core foundations that's always going to be part of our business.
Yeah, my brother said, we're foundation, part of our business, family heritage. But a lot of brands will do a 6-month campaign. We're doing 1% to here or 2% to there, and sometimes it seems like a marketing gimmick or something like that. But for us, what's cooler than helping in endangered animals? The 5%, what else would we use it for? Why not, help struggling organizations rescue animals that are desperately in need? And then from a marketing perspective, we save these animals, we put it out there, people get excited, they buy our products, and it becomes a, chain reaction in many ways.
Yeah, we're not doing it like my brother said. This is going to be a long-term foundation goal. We even talks with an orangutan foundation in Indonesia. It's preliminary talks, but again, we can help these endangered orangutans. And this is a core part of our goal. We'd love to,
Yeah, and I
do
just
that.
wanted to add, that it adds to our branding. If you look at our website, and everything we do, animals from our region, from, India's Seven Sisters, Bangladesh, and Southeast Asia, and then also North America, where we're from as well. Very specific animals that we want to help. And then you can see it in our branding. Our sticker packs highlight them as well. It highlights our animal organization. Our custom box and holiday gift box highlights these specific animals. And the ingredients that are coming to us and we're making our products, they're harvested. Some of them, not all of them, some of them are made in North America, but in Southeast Asia, they come from these regions where these exact animals are from. And so the conflict between, the humans growing these specific spices and the elephants and rhinos and all these other animals that are there, it all makes sense for us. And it's just this unique proposition that we have that is authentic as can be, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I wanted to also let the audience know and ask you specifically, no preservatives. That's such a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And we try to be natural as possible. So again, working very intentionally with the farmers in Nagaland, as we're approaching them, that's at that level. We're not fully there yet. We're in the process of doing that. So yes, we don't want to have preservatives. A lot of you'll see products being imported have pesticides, preservatives. You don't know what's going on with your imports that way, but our stuff is made in FDA co-packer co-manufacturing facilities in the US. So as we control the ingredients and the manufacturing, we know we're, certified FDA. It's going to be safe and naturally, but also good for you. That's key part of how our mom raised us. We have a healthy lifestyle, going to the gym, eating well, and that's reflected in the food as well. Like our Firebelly Spice Jam, for example, it's just natural, like healthy, five amazing berries, and it's heavy. The jar is heavy. You'll see this is whole fruit. It's a heavy jar. It's like a potion jar, really.
Yeah.
It's compare this to like other jars, you'll see like what are the ingredients. Water and sugar will be number one and two for others, chutneys or even jams. Ours is fruit across the board and is a little bit of sugar, but and we try if we're trying to be preservatives, we'll try and use either vinegar or different ingredients that are natural. But again, nothing artificial that's gonna harm you. Yeah,
it boggles my mind that a lot of these imports and a lot of these other companies, national brands use preservatives in things like chutney and achar, because the entire point of an achar and chutney is to make it so shelf stable for essentially years. So South Asians and East Asians have been pickling fruits like this for thousands of years because it's a tropical environment, things rot real fast. And so, this achar that we're bringing, there's literally no need to put a preservative, like, because it's made in a way to be preserved, right? Yeah, but with the all natural and no preservatives, we are doing our utmost best. But with something like the mayo, there is a slight, you got to put like a slight preservative in order for it to be shelf stable and lock in the flavors. Or you're gonna have, mayo that's not shelf stable, and it'll probably cost you $30, $40 or whatever, is something ridiculous, right? And so, for our large manufacturing process, we're still trying to see how we can, take that one preservative out, which is, this citric something I forget, but it just preserves the flavor. But for our jams and chutneys and everything else, definitely preservatives.
So let me ask you this. Let's bring the audience into the circle here. And what are some of the things that are coming up that y'all are super excited about?
Yeah, so with the audience, I think they'll be interested in our marketing efforts. So we are using it seems like overkill, but three different agencies, just managing our influencer activities for our launch. So we have 300 influencers coming up over 3 months. And there are different kinds of influencers because we have food experts in the either chefs or like people who are interested in showing food items, but we also have lifestyle. So all that's one aspect of what we're really excited about. We have national media with publications we're interested in.
I think I want to talk about the national media because a lot of startups, especially at our stage, aren't lucky enough to get this much exposure, but we have literally had, senior editors, like I was saying, from everything from Food and Wine and Eater to Bon Appetit to all these different incredible magazines. And all the samples are going out this week, and it seems like most of them want to write articles about us. We just did a interview with Nosh magazine. They're the leading trade publication with Shauna Golden. She's incredible. She's gonna actually probably post the article today. We did a podcast with another podcast yesterday, and then we're here with you today. So a lot of incredible stuff happening, and super excited to share it with them.
Yeah, exactly. So like we're getting 30 samples out to national publications next couple of weeks. And it takes a few weeks to a few months over time for publications to come up. But we're interested we're definitely there. But also affiliate marketing, we started stepping up our affiliate marketing efforts. We're interested to see where that goes. Um, yeah,
A big affiliate marketing push. All of our influencers also will be roped into our referral program where, they'll have tiered rewards and all these different things. And what I suggest if some, other companies or people, starting up a CPG, just look at the best brands, see what they've done, try and use that game plan and adjust it for yourself, right?
Right.
One other big thing we're really excited about is October 8th. We have a giant like a press meet in New York City. 50 of the top editors are coming in. All of our boxes are going to be front and center for display, and they're all going to take them home and everything. So that's going to be a pre-launch like big press event, and then October 30th is our official launch date. Yeah.
That's phenomenal. And let me ask you this, what's it like being brothers and co-founders?
Well, again, like we've been obviously brothers our whole lives, but business as well. We've been in the family business as well. Like, whether we loved it honestly. Ever since we were kids, going with our father to like a different work. We would go to like factory tours, or he would explain marketing to us, and we've been interested in business since we were
wild.
kids.
Like, our father, when he was younger than us, he bought the New Zealand Dairy Board, which is one of the largest dairy company collectives in the world. He bought it to Bangladesh, and he created a brand, Anchor Milk, right?
Anchor Milk,
It became the #1 dairy CPG in the country. So by the time we were 5, my father he loves that. Like I was saying before our interview, that the man had he passed away in 2017, unfortunately, but the man had a curious mind, and by the time we were 5, we were sitting down, and he was showing us national marketing campaigns. Okay, there's like 150 million people are going to see this, and then he'd come back, show us what went right, what went wrong. So we've been in this together,
and we did work together before. So with our father's company, like before we did Procter and different companies with my brother, we also worked there. But it's great experience because he has skill sets that I don't, and I have what he does. So we're different in some ways. Like he has a much better creative mind. He can do a lot of the Shopify build, like not just technical, but also the branding. So, and versus I have, different talents of e-commerce and sales and finance experience, that I can do Excel better than he can. So it's a good, and he's more creative than that. So it's, it's the yin and yang.
That's key, I think.
But co-founders, it's key to have skill sets that are wildly different, and also probably better to have diversity of personalities and like.
But your values have to remain the same, right?
Yeah.
So you can't stray on your ethical and moral values because then the partnership just strays away. And I just want to add, my father and my mother like made sure, with us, even if we fought or whatever, it's never to betray your brother, never do, you can fight, but grudges are ridiculous to keep. So you just work through it. And so you just being with each other for so long, we've kind of like learned to do this. We get into fights all the time, but that's normal, right? So how you get better from that.
Exactly. And we do a lot of things together. We're honestly best friends in so many aspects. Like we go snowboarding, we do fishing, we work out together, we go to the gym almost every other day, or every day really. So
having similar passions, I think, outside of business really helps. Like we could be talking about, like we're huge history buffs. We could be talking about Turkish history for like 3 hours. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. And so like we're obsessive like that, and we have similar interests, so that helps as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you beat me to it. I was going to ask you that. This is an awesome topic. I know that not only do you love fishing, but it's a specific kind of fishing, and there's a
That's
big,
right.
huge accomplishment around boats that we need to tell the audience about.
Well, let me take this one.
Yeah,
'Cause, I think I'm more obsessed with fishing
Yeah.
in general terms, but he loves it as well. Americans will know this. So we're big bass fishermen. It's as American as Canadian as you can get. We've made our own bass boat, double deck. It does absolutely everything, and we go out there trying to find the biggest smallmouth and largemouth bass out here in Canada. And in Ontario, we have some of the best freshwater fishing on planet Earth. There's almost 2 million lakes here. It's a massive place. 21% of the world's fresh water is just in this province. And in America, a lot of people talk about, Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes and all this stuff, but that's just like the end of Ontario. And so it's just like a sliver end of Ontario. And so if you go up from Minnesota and you go all the way, it is some of the most incredible nature in the world, and you can't really experience it here without actually, having a passion like fishing, right? So that's kind of why our father's part. I just also wanted to add, we're Bengali.
I was going to say,
We're the largest freshwater fish eating culture essentially on Earth. Every village, every person has a pond, and that pond is filled with dozens of different species. And a typical lunch in Bangladesh in the village will consist of many types of fish, and that's like the essence of the protein we consume in the Bengal region, everywhere from Calcutta all the way to the northeast, where Meghalaya, Assam, Nagaland, all these places are fish eaters as well, because the entire Himalayas drains through there. Right?
And yeah, like it's like, Ontario is a great place. Like in Toronto, where we are right now, we went 20 minutes drive just to take a break last week, and we went salmon fishing, and we caught a giant salmon and released it. So that was like it's just there's so many we love nature, and you can see you see it in our animal what we want to try to do with animal wildlife rescue.
Yeah.
So
I just want to add one thing, which is cool. Like Bangladesh, land of rivers, largest freshwater fish eating culture, like I said. Then we were born in California and lived there as well, which is the Pacific Ocean. The incredible fishing, obsessed with swimming and surfing and fishing. And then you come to Ontario, where we settled down and are now. Is the greatest lake fishing area on planet Earth. So it's just the influence of nature around us always inspired us, right?
there's a thread running through that. It's connection to water in all three different places.
Absolutely. Like in the winter, we'll go snowboarding, anything water related. We love scuba diving. We love, anything water related, we're there.
We can't live without water. So.
Well, and here's the thing. I got this kind of like granular question, right? So macher jol, or loosely, I mean, it's not really a curry, but let's say it's like a fish curry with bhat rice, right? When people in North America are not that familiar with that dish, and it is one of the best dishes anywhere, right? I mean, fish curry is phenomenal. In your opinion, I mean, I know you've said many, 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 many fishes, but if you were to pick to have a particular kind of fish in your macher jol, what would you?
I can answer this easily. Well, all Bengalis love the ilish much, right? So it's like a salmonoid type fish. It goes out in the ocean, comes back. Yeah, it comes back in the river. And it's considered in ilish much, the ilish fish in Bangladesh, Bengali culture. You give it during weddings. It's like a amazing, beautiful fish, and it's so tasty. So you can have it fried, but also yes, fish curry with that fish would be the most sought after in South Asia and it's that's what I was.
So in English it would be called the hilsa fish, and it's a salmonoid. It does the same salmon runs that we see here in North America, but this fish has a particular fragrance, especially the belly fat, that is extremely unique, and in Bengali culture it is revered. Like a small fish will cost you $100. A big king salmon will cost you like $180, but this tiny little thing, and Bangladesh isn't a very wealthy place, but people will save up and they'll go and buy that fish and they will savor it with their entire family. And I think, you know, it's really hard to introduce these fish to the Western audience for one particular reason, which is the bones. In Bengali culture, we're taught from a very young age how to maneuver around bones of all different species with your hands, and then we have it with the rice, right? And it's a skill set that you have to develop. In East Asia, chopsticks are used, and that can help you, and it's cut in a specific way, so it's easier to eat. In Western culture, we're always filleting. And when you do that, you can't fillet a small fish, and you can't fillet a fish that has a lot of bones. So it creates this dynamic where people can't really taste the tastiest fish because you can't fillet it, right? So
I came late to Bengali culture, and so but what I learned, and even as an older adult, getting deeper and deeper into fish culture, the bones are just part of it. I mean, it's part of it. And I remember learning in the last few years, a Bengali lady that cooks lots of different foods for our family said to me, if you miss it with your fingers, you got to get it with your tongue.
yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's right.
100%. So you're not munching down the food.
Yeah,
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. But I'll give you an example. Like growing up, we would sit at the table. Our grandfather would be at the head of the table, and then my father, my mother, everyone. Each person would teach us how to eat a different fish. And this is an educational process over years. Okay, how you take the spine out first, and you go under here and you take that out. That way you can put it on the side. And then you eat it like this, right? And that also makes you obsessed with food because you're having to think so much as a kid. Man, like, I gotta eat this thing. So I'm thinking, and then like you get obsessed with the flavors and you're thinking more, and it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is that unlike some food traditions where the chutneys and the relishes are to complement a boring meal,
Yeah.
on the other hand, in the cultures that we are talking about, the achars and the chutneys are there to provide a diversity for your palate.
Yes.
So
Oh,
your
yeah.
adventure continues through the meal. And I know in our family, my mother is obsessed with any kind of tomato chutney.
Oh, wow.
They're
Nice,
always
nice.
making tomato chutneys for her,
Yeah.
but if you're eating dal, for example, and you put like a mango achar into it,
Yeah.
depending on the kind of mango achar, changes the flavor of the dal, but
Yeah.
without changing the dal itself.
It's wild. If done right, the balance and complexity is what makes, an achar great. This is true, but in Bangladesh and Eastern India, right? In the Bengal region, even in Calcutta, achars are not mostly. They're kind of meant to be eaten by themselves because they're so delicious. You snack on them, right? And then, as you're finishing your meal, you have a little dal, you put a little achar in there, change the flavor and turn it into another little thing and you keep eating. It's not to dominate your meal, right? It's about snacking and just elevating here and there. And I think a lot of people miss this because, Central India has chutney that is completely different. Chutney has this almost paste-like texture, right? Sometimes a little chunkier, but achar is never like that. Achar is full fruit and thick and has a lot of texture. And that, it adds to the flavor and experiences.
And one of the things I love about the website is that it's got this great ideation and guidance on where you can use the products, whether it's pasta or a pie, whether it's a piece of lamb or fish. There's so many opportunities to kind of integrate the products into your life. I mean, my plan is to have all four at the ready. But I quickly wanted to say the acidity really makes food better, right? And if the food is lacking in acidity, you've got these condiments that can bring excitement to your food and really tickle your palate.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And our products are pretty versatile, and they age with time. Like when you first make it, when you first taste it, it's not going to be the same as in a couple of weeks from now. It is a little bit of fermentation process. So,
It gets better.
it gets better. Like give it a few months on your pantry, you might even get it tastes a little bit better over time. But the flavors mesh together. So,
But at the,
yeah, we're excited for
but at the
people to try
same
it.
time, that's something we're completely comfortable if the audience doesn't want to do and just keep consuming it
Yeah,
within a week.
100%. So yeah, keep consuming as much
yeah,
as you want for sure. We're gonna give it to you at the optimal taste. We are gonna
Mm.
store it for a while. You're gonna get it at the right time. But it is you gotta see things that are pickled or achared and stuff like that as a living thing almost. It becomes something else slowly, right? And that's the case for a lot of different things like cheeses, even if you dry age meat, right? So the difference between, 15 and a 28 day is quite different, but doesn't mean one's better than the other. We can give it like 15 is probably, ideal, but some people like a little more. So it's just, you know, find your flavor.
Guys, this has been such an incredible conversation. Any last words that you want to send out to the world there?
Just from my end, I just want to thank you guys for having us on the podcast. And, if anyone wants to check us out, go to auntieranas.com. And within a few weeks, our social media on Instagram and TikTok is going to be absolutely fire. So join early, and then you'll see some incredible content coming up. And I'll leave it to Syed.
Yeah, no, we're excited about our entire product offering. So yeah, check out our website, check out our socials. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Thanks, Duncan.
Thank you, Saeed. Thank you, Amer. I mean, you brothers are a real inspiration on the importance of working in family units and the importance of learning from our family, of bringing our own food traditions, into a situation where others can benefit from it, and the importance of motherhood and fatherhood. And the story is proof when you build with love, authenticity, and purpose. And I'm sure people are going to taste the difference. I know that you guys work so hard, and I just wanted to give you a little thank you. Thank you for making the world better, because I know it's going to be better with what you're doing.
We hope
And
so.
don't forget, everyone, go check it out, auntieranas.com. And of course, if you're a mission-driven food or beverage brand ready to grow your community through social, Firebelly Marketing's got your back. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Firebelly Social Show. Thank you for being amazing, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks for listening to the Firebelly Social Show. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.